That's the longest I've ever done anything, so that really psychs me out to say. But, okay, this is what I wanted to start with because I feel like I asked this question to anyone on my team who is like, just, you know when you talk to somebody and you can tell they're not excited, they're being like fake excited, and they like say they're doing things, but like they're not really doing anything. Can you drop a 1 if like you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Okay, so I always ask this. What do you feel like put your fire out? Because there's always that one thing. I remember the first thing that ever put my fire out, like when I was starting this business, is this girl I went to high school with, who I always just like got this nasty vibe from. She commented something hateful on one of my posts. Has anyone had that happen? Has that ever burnt your fire? Right? Okay, so has anyone ever had a distributor quit and you blamed yourself? Can you drop a 2 if you've had a distributor quit and you literally was like, it's my fault, I suck, I'm just ass. You ever have that feeling? Sorry, I'm gonna cuss on this. It just comes out. There's no filter. Okay. All right, and the last one is, has somebody ever dissed you in your business? Whether that be some mean girl from high school, whether it's your cousin, your sister, your mom, your dad, your best friend. Have they ever dissed you? Drop a 3 if you've been dissed, right? Okay. So, first off, now we're all on the same page. Everybody has had a hit to their heart where it's been, this business has been involved, right? All right. I want you to realize something. This is the very first thing that I wanted to start this Zoom off with, was you're going to have to realize that those people didn't quit this business because of you. They quit on themselves, and that's not your problem. Nobody leaves this business because of you. And if they say that, it's just because they don't have enough strength to take responsibility for their own beliefs of themselves. It's not you. There's not a single thing that you could have done to push somebody away, because if somebody wants this bad enough, they're not going to leave because of something that you've done or said. There's no way that they left because of you. Second, okay, do you ever remember being in middle school or high school and there was this girl, okay? Everybody has this girl or this guy that you went to high school with, and they just like irk you. Like, they're so pretty and they make such good grades and they're so good at all the sports. You ever have that person in your life in high school and you're like, if I could just be that girl, my life would be perfect. If I could just have that. Can you drop a 4 if you've ever felt that way about somebody? Okay. All those people that you just mentioned a second ago, or you thought of when I asked if they dissed you for doing this business, they feel the same way about you and you don't even know it. Okay? How scary is it for you to get out of your comfort zone? People look at you and they're like, well, that girl freaking loves herself. That girl, it doesn't matter what that girl looks like. She could weigh 502 pounds and she's out there posting on her social media, and that's more courage than I have. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you have, what you're doing, literally nothing. It doesn't matter. You have more confidence and you put yourself out there, and they are jealous of that. People cannot stand somebody being more successful or doing something to better their lives when they're too scared to. So they're not dissing you. It's an internal issue. And if you let that get you, dude, it's going to eat you alive. And you're not going to go anywhere in this business. So rise above. It ain't that hard to be like, girl, I'm going to pray for you. Say that. If you'll tell them, homegirl, I'm going to pray for you, I promise you, conversation ended. They ain't going to say shit back. That's what I've started doing lately. And it makes people be like, you're either crazy, filled with the Holy Spirit, or you might kill me because you might be a serial killer. They never know. Okay? And third, this is one thing that I've really been working on with myself, and so I wanted to say this, was that if anyone makes you feel less for doing this business, or somebody in this business makes you feel less, or they've said something directly to you and it's broken your heart, you can't think any less of yourself, because if you do, then you're going against God's creation. God created you the way that you are because that's the way that he wanted you. He didn't say, I'm going to make McKenna, but I'm going to hate on her a little bit and I'm going to make everybody not like her for this one specific reason. God didn't create you to do that. God created you to make an influence, to be exactly who you are, and to be going through exactly what you're going through right now. So anyone who says differently about you is going against God's creation. Our one true King created you the way that you are, and if that's not enough for you, then homegirl, you got to figure your shit out. Because you are good enough. And if you got on this Zoom, then you're doing one more thing that is going to turn into something that's going to help you do income-producing activity. You've got to feel it in your heart. And getting on this Zoom, you obviously believed in yourself a little bit because you hopped on this stinking Zoom. You know how hard it used to be for me to get on Zoom? I hated getting on Zoom. And oh my God, Shay would get so mad at me when I wouldn't get on Zoom. You did it, dude. This is the one step. Listen to other people, okay? Get somebody, find the cat that you want to copy, and copy that cat, and you're going to be successful. And hopping on Zooms is one of those things. So, okay, Caroline, I know you wanted to touch on something, so go for it.
Okay, yeah. So I told her that, like, I wanted to get hype about Jesus tonight. So, like, if you want to get hype about Jesus, this isn't the place for you, obviously, because that's what we're talking about. So I was at church the other day, and I've already spoken to a few people about this, but I feel like this is something that is so important that more people need to hear it. By the way, I started the recording late, like right when you started talking. So, like, I'm going to re-say, hi, everyone. I'm Caroline. I'm a diamond. What's up? So, there we go. So, we were sitting in church, and then immediately this pastor that isn't our normal pastor, he starts talking, and he goes, what's the biggest stressor for human beings, like, in general? Like, what's the biggest thing that stresses us the most? And it's the unknown. And dude, like, we have the tendency to fill the blanks. Like, we have the tendency to fill the unknown with the absolute worst that our minds can come up with. Humans in general, not just humans with anxiety, humans in general. Like, when you were in middle school and you were, like, texting your first crush or whatever, because we had like those phones that, like, opened sideways, if you know what I'm talking about, with, like, the keyboards and stuff, or, like, slid sideways, and, like, they took too long to reply. What's the immediate thing that your mind went to? Oh my God, I sent them something too much and now they hate me. That's literally life. Like, especially as you start getting into your 20s and on up, like, you start filling all the holes with the worst freaking stuff, okay? And something that is so scary about going into a new year. New Year's are so exciting. We're so hype about it. We're like, oh my God, it's a fresh start. I finally just get to close one whole book and just start a brand new book. Like, I get to start writing a whole new book. Not really, dude. Like, it's just, you know, like yesterday, anything that happened yesterday, like if you fought in a relationship yesterday and then you woke up today and there's still, like, tension because you need to resolve it. The same thing happens when you go from December 31st to January 1st. You know what I mean? Like, it's the next day. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just act like yesterday didn't happen. You know what I mean? And that's a huge stressor, because all the things that have been weighing you down, you can't actually just, like, throw them away. I still have 35 more pounds to go to lose in 2020. How am I going to do that? I don't know. I can't just throw away 35 pounds. I have to work for it, and not knowing how the heck I'm going to accomplish it because I've been at such a standstill is so stressful. Like, I stress out about my weight all the time. Who can feel me? Like, drop a 5 or whatever number we're on if you ever have stressed about your weight because you're so stuck. I know some people can feel me. So, okay, so we don't like the unknown. Humans in general don't like the unknown because of 3 things. 1, it's unclear. 2020 is unclear. Like, your purpose or calling could be unclear. Like, you could have no clue what the heck you're doing in life right now. I still don't know. I'm 20. I don't know what the heck I'm doing in my life right now. I don't know where I'm going. Like, I don't know. Like, I do have goals in 2020, but I have no clue what it's going to bring me. I don't have control over that. You know, I want to have control, but I can't. So it's unclear. Number 2, it's unsettled. Like I said, you're not walking into the new year with a completely clean slate. Like, you're bringing issues and weight into 2020, into a new decade, and that's intimidating, and it can stress you out, dude. It can stress you out so much. And like, things that have gone on in your business, things that have gone on in your marriages, relationships with your kids, like if they were like awful in school or something, like if they've been acting up, because we have that go on in our family. I'm not a stranger to that. Like, I have little siblings, like stuff like that. It carries on into the new year, and it's unsettling. So 1, it's unclear. 2, it's unsettling. And I'm saying all this negative stuff. I promise it has a turnaround. 3, it's uncontrollable. Humans in general, we like the illusion of control, right? Like, we don't like going to the first day of school, especially like in high school or college when you first step foot in there, because you have no clue where you're going. It's really huge. There's all these big kids. You're like, oh my God, they know where they're going. I don't know where I'm going, so I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to look lost. Like, you can't control it. Like, you just walk in not knowing what's going to happen in the day. You have big kids. You don't know what's going to happen. It's uncontrollable. So like, same thing when you get pregnant for the first time. You don't know how to be a mom. You've never been a mom before. It's uncontrollable. It's scary. You don't know how the heck you're going to do it. And it's like, we just don't like the things that we can't control. Like, of course, everyone loves, like, you know, the idea of having a new kid, but you get what I mean. Like, it's scary, you know, it's unknown. And what's funny is, you know, we're always facing the unknown, always. And you want to know why? We don't like the unknown, but God really seems to freaking love the unknown. And it's, you know, it's not like our lives, you know, like, he's the one in control, right? But he seems to love the unknown. Like, some examples, literally all throughout the Bible, he tells people to just go do something and to just trust him. Noah and the ark. Noah didn't even know what rain was. And God's like, go build a big boat. And Noah's like, for what? And God's like, for rain. And Noah's like, what's rain? And God's like, you'll see, just go build a big boat. And Noah's like, okay. And then, you know, crossing the Red Sea, they didn't know how they were going to cross the Red Sea, but it ended up parting. They went on their way anyway. And Paul, like, he told Paul to go plant like a bunch of churches. And Paul's like, where the heck am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? Who's going to do it with me? Like, where am I going to go? And God's like, just start walking in like that direction, and I'll just like tell you along the way. And Paul's like, okay. And then just starts walking. And I'm like, they had no clue what they were walking into. They were walking into the complete unknown. But it was like, I don't know what this is going to look like, but like, God's calling me to do it, so I'm going to go do it. I'm starting to get to my point here. So how do we face the unknown, the unclear, the unsettled, and the uncontrollable? We have a few things that we do know. 1, God is for us. Me plus God equals always enough. God is for us. God's grace is always for us. Okay, I want you to remember that the next time you feel so out of control and like you can't. I felt like this literally 30 minutes ago. And I was like, wait a second, God's for me. That's so comforting to know that. When you're in a moment and you just need someone and you just feel like you don't have anyone, and you feel like your business is out of control, and you feel like your customers are coming at you like, I want to cancel my auto ship, and it's like been before 3 months, and you're like, the devil's trying to attack me, and you're like, so is this customer who didn't see results because she was eating chocolate and TFX at the same time, and so is this DT who like doesn't want to work and wants to know where her money is. Like, take a break, take a breather. God's for me. Me plus God equals always enough. And just knowing that is going to calm you down in those really stressful moments. Okay, number 2, anything is possible. Let me tell you something. There's no ifs among believers. Okay, so if you're a believer and you're believing in what you know this business can do, because you've seen the people, like the people talking right now, me and Katey, you know, like, if I'm a diamond and she's a double, we're on 2 completely different teams. Like, if you know this business can do so much, right? You know. So like, if you're a believer, there's no if about if you can do it. Like, if you're going to go diamond, if I can go double diamond, if I can go ruby, if I can enroll a distributor, if I can enroll enough customers, if I can enroll enough volume. Like, there's no ifs among believers. Like, I'm going to do this. I literally have the belief, I have the faith, I'm going to do it. So like, if you truly do believe in this business, you will no longer sit there and say, well, if I can pull this off, if this customer decides to order, if this distributor I'm signing up right now decides to actually work. You know what I mean? Like, if you keep doing that, like, you're not truly believing in this. And if you are not believing in it, then, like, nothing's going to come of it, because obviously you are having the worst negative mindset of anyone. But anyways, so number 1, God is for us. Me plus God equals always enough. Number 2, anything is possible. And number 3, now is the freaking time. Y'all, I was told this in church on Sunday. 1, God is for us. 2, anything is possible. There's no ifs. And 3, now is the time. And I was like, oh my God. The Lord is telling me it's the time. It's the time with the business. It's the time with the customers. It's the time with the weight. It's the time we're moving from Alabama to Texas, and we already have plans set in stone for what month we're moving from Alabama to freaking Texas. And it's like, now is the time. And just gives me chills. You know what I mean? Like, to know that God is for me, and to know that there's no ifs, to know that I fully believe in it, and know that, like, this is going to happen, and to know that now is the time. It all flows together, and it's just so empowering to know that. And when you just sit there and reflect and just think that and remind yourself of it, you're going to feel a peace, and you're going to feel an assurance, and you're going to start feeling confident. And so I want you to write down a list of things that are going to happen in 2020 that can only happen with God. Because I know me, going double, going triple, presidential, ambassador, like, none of that's going to happen without God. That's a God thing. He's the one who led me down this path. I wasn't like, I wanted some weight loss products because I've been eating too much. And then God's over here like, no, you finna change some lives, boo. And here I am. And so, like, this was him. And I want you to write down a list of things that are only going to happen this year that can only happen with God, because you're going to start realizing exactly how much more you can do with him. There's a lot more you can do with him than without him. So if you've been making vision boards, dream boards, and lists of things you're going to accomplish this year, and you have not been including God into the equation, me plus God equals always enough, now is the time and there is no ifs, try it. Just try it. So basically, there's nothing unknown for our God. He made you for a reason, on purpose. There's a lot unknown for us. He just likes playing with us like that. He likes just sitting us on a little thing of self-discovery, because we have to know him to figure out the unknown. And I just want you to know that when you actually discover your calling, when you discover what you're meant to do, you're going to feel inadequate. You're going to feel like, is this really for me? Like, is this really my calling? Like, you're going to feel really insecure in it. You're going to be like, I know me. This is not me. This is not for me. How many of you have felt like this about your business? Drop a 6. Like, this isn't me. Like, I'm not this skinny, pretty blogger girl. I'm not the one. This is not me. Like, this is not me. I've felt that too, you guys. And the thing is, you think you know you, but God knows you better. Like, I'm just like, you think you know you, but God knows you better. And there's a reason you're on this path, guys. There's a full-blown reason. And he literally walked before you, created the way, paved the road you're currently driving on, and he made your path already. So all you have to do is hit the gas and go. You have to connect with him, understand that you plus God equals always enough. There are no ifs, and now is your time, and go, because he already made the way. You're here for a reason. So I want you to take that into 2020. I just, like, that is something huge. I cannot believe that I heard all of that in church. Do you realize how much that relates to the business? Like, I heard all of that in church. I heard that for a reason, and so that's why I'm relating it to you guys now. That's all I really want to say tonight, because I was just, like, hearing that and repeating that. This is, like, the 4th time I've told people. It lights me up, you guys. I'm about to dominate 2020. Drop a 7 if you're going to freaking dominate and rise up and make all the freaking money, like, promotions. Like, I'm just, God's with you. You plus God equals always enough. That's all I want.
I'm so glad that you said that, because a lot of the stuff I'm going to say, like, really falls into that, and you just, like, filled in all the cracks. So that's good, Chi. That's good. Okay. So now that Caroline just made you feel so happy and like full of yellow love and like gushiness, we're going to get real. Okay. It ain't a game. Okay. This is what I'm going to tell you. Okay. 2020 is not a game. Y'all want to know how I know it's not a game? Y'all ever, bro, you don't have to mute yourself. Caroline, can you fix that? All right. 2020 is not a game. Okay, I'm just going to ask this because this is very like, okay, I'm just going to ask. Drop me a 1 if you have made your little 2020 New Year's resolutions. Drop 1. Who has said things like, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to go to church every single Sunday, and I'm going to drink some more water. All the generics, right? Who put that on their New Year's resolutions? Do you want to know something? 90% of Americans, those are their New Year's resolutions. And that's great, and it's holly jolly, and it makes you feel so good inside to make a positive promise to yourself. But let me tell you something. Your positive promise, it took until January 1st for you to make that promise to yourself. In 30 days, can you keep that promise? Can you? Have you ever made a New Year's resolution and actually stuck more than 30 days with it? Drop a 2 if you've actually done that. Because kudos to you for actually keeping it, but 90% of Americans do not finish their New Year's resolutions because it's the hype of the new year. If you want 2020 to be different for you, you can't live on hype of the first. Your hype of the first can't just be hype of the first. It has to be hype of the year. You have to find a fire in your soul to actually do these things. Okay, it's New Year, I want to get healthy. Let's drink more water. Okay, maybe implement your products into your everyday lifestyle and lose the weight and be hydrated and do the things to actually take care of your body because it's what you're supposed to do for your body and your business. Do you guys know that when you implement your products and you actually feel good and you're happy and you're excited, you will sign more customers? How many of you have said, I haven't signed a customer in 90 days and you have never touched a product? Drop a 3 if you've never touched a product and you gripe about enrolling customers. We can be honest here. Okay? You cannot ask for more if you're not putting it in. God can't bless something that you're not working for. He's not going to when has money been free? It ain't about to be free today. You think it's 2020 and you're going to get magic money handed to you? You're wrong, boo-boo. Okay? Use your products and don't just make it a New Year's resolution. Make it a promise to your freaking business because you were brought here for a reason, dude. And I can't stress that enough. Okay? You're not just doing this online thing. Okay? Because when I got started, I would like, okay, who's done this? Who got started and was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this online thing where I sell some plant-based products and like it's super cool. You want to do it with me? Who's done that? Who's gone and talked about it like it's a joke? Drop a 4 if you have talked about it like it's a joke, like it's something small. Drop a 4. We can be honest here. Don't be bashful. You're all on this red Zoom, okay? Don't hide. It's not a joke. I've done it. And do you know what happened when I let it become a joke? I quit 2 weeks later. If you guys don't know me, you might not know my story, but I actually got started with the business and I worked for 2 weeks and I told Shay to F off because I didn't get rich overnight. And it's because I wasn't real about this business. I didn't actually put in any effort. I didn't use the products and I wasn't believing what I was doing. I was talking about it as if I was getting free money and it was just some app I downloaded and I was getting handed free money. If you don't believe in this and what you're saying and you're not being true and you're not actually using the products and you're not actually putting putting effort into this, you're not going anywhere. Okay. I'm going to look at my notes because I'll just get real heated about not taking it seriously. So, okay. Who wants to go diamond that's not diamond yet? Can you drop a 5? If you're not diamond yet, can you drop a 5? Okay. This is one question that I always ask my team who is like, I'm not ruby yet. I'm not emerald. I'm not diamond. I ask, who are you talking to that's in the position that you want to be in? Is there anyone in your immediate circle that is where you want to go? Because if they're not, then how the F are you going to get there? If nobody in your circle knows how to get there, how are you going? Right? How can you know? Y'all want to know something? I'm super nervous. So like my armpits are sweating so bad because there's 2 people on here that make me really, really nervous. And I'm sweating. Those 2 people are people that I have reached out to and I have talked to before, and I want to be where they are so bad. It hurts. Okay? Find those people, and when you talk to them, literally, you'll just find them and become their BFF. Find them and become their BFF, and I promise you'll go diamond, because you're going to look at them and you're going to be like, oh my God, that girl's diamond. That girl makes over $2,000 a month. That girl is freaking balling. And she's skinny because she uses keto coffee. Do you want to be that girl for somebody? What if you got to go diamond and somebody got like that about you? Do you guys know the lives that you could change? And if that's not motivation enough, then homegirl, I don't know if you're supposed to be here. I don't know. Okay. One thing that I heard last week was, so Katey, you want to go triple, but you don't actually want to do the things that triple is doing. Because let's be honest, if it's more work, we don't really run towards more work. Nobody just goes all in. They're like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to send 300 messages a day. I'm going to friend 400 people on Facebook a day, and I'm going to get rich. The get rich part sounds real nice, but that work part, I'll pass, right? Your 2020 is not going to be any different if you can't pull your big girl panties up and decide that messaging is not that hard. When I say out loud what my job is, I literally laugh. We message people. We talk to people. We grow our minds. We grow our relationship with freaking Jesus Christ. And we have the nerve to say that this is too hard? Oh, actually, I'm worth $8.50 an hour. I'm not worth $10,000 a month. Joke's on you, girly. What, like Caleb asked me the other day, he said, Katey, I just don't understand, like, why would you ever say that you're going to, like, go get another job if you know that you can make tens of thousands of dollars with the business? Because I get in these moods too. Okay, I'm not a unicorn. I get in these moods where I'm like, I suck. I'm just going to go get a job. I just suck. Everybody gets in that mood because Satan likes to tease you, okay? Satan likes to get you, and it's normal. You have to, okay, put signs like this. I want you to go put signs all over your house like this. A minimum of 15 signs like this. It says you are going triple diamond, and you are capable of the things that God has called you to do. And it has the check number that I want my first triple check to look like. Y'all, I see this sign every single corner of my house. And I have to remind myself, Katey, you're worth $10,000 a month. You can do this, and you are going to do this. And if you keep talking yourself down, then you are literally applauding Satan and said, you know what? I'm just gonna jump on Satan's team. I'm gonna go be Team Satan today. That's what you're saying when you try to give up, because that's what Satan's doing to you. Do you realize that? Who? Honey, I'm on Zoom. Don't bring her in here. I heard her. Okay, so who has had a reality check? Who's worth $10,000 a month? Go ahead, drop me a 1 if you're worth $10,000 a month. Okay, now go ahead and say me if you think you're only worth $8.50. I better not see any me's. I better not, because I will call you and we'll have a one-on-one. $10,000 a month. Jesus thinks you're worth $10,000 a month. Shit, he thinks you're worth $100,000 a month. He thinks that you are black diamond worthy, but homegirl, if you don't think that you are, you're not going there. Your mind is so powerful. And if you think that you are only worth $8.50 an hour, then you are going to have to go back to work. But if you think that you're worth $10,000 a month and you are willing to just put in the freaking work, y'all, we message. We grow a network. It's a joke for you to say this is too hard. A stinking joke. You can't be on your phone? You're going to be on your phone anyways. So why waste your time doing something else? See what I'm saying? All right. So, okay, this is my last thing I want to talk about. If you are trying to promote right now, is there anyone around you that you think would be so good at this business, but you're so scared of? Drop a 3. Is there anyone in your circle that's not a distributor who intimidates the crap out of you and you would never ask them to be a distributor? Okay. So we're on the same page. So when I was going Ruby, I remember talking about the $1,000 bonus and like I thought I was gonna be rich. I thought $1,000 was like I was a millionaire. $1,000 equaled me and Jesus. Like that's where I was in the $1,000 going Ruby. I would not ask my double diamond. I have a double diamond in my downline, and I was so scared to talk to her, guys. Oh my God, I was so scared to talk to her. And one day I pulled up my big girl panties and I walked up to her and I was like, hey, I need you to buy keto coffee because I'm pregnant and I need you to feel bad for me. So can you buy keto coffee so I can have $1,000? That's literally what came out of my mouth. I just word vomited on her. That girl is my best friend. She is the reason that I go to church religiously. And she is literally the reason that like I'm going to cry because like I love Courtney. She had keto coffee for 1 month and she lost 15 pounds. She signed up as a distributor under me. She signed 3,000 BV in 30 days by herself. She was a $400 on my top line. 3,000 BV. And then the next month, she double promoted from executive to Ruby, no help. The next month, she promoted from Emerald to Diamond with no help from me. I had to worry about my other side, right? 5 months later, right after I promoted to double diamond, she promoted to double diamond. Had I not gotten over myself that one day and asked this girl to try keto coffee, I never would have had my best friend and my strongest leg. If you could get over yourself for 5 minutes and just go ask them. If they say no, then so what? Then they're not supposed to be here, and who freaking cares? Move on. Grow up. It's a person. I want you to go talk to them. And I want you to write down 10 people that intimidate the crap out of you and go ask them if they want to make extra money from their phone with you. Just ask. There's no harm in asking. And the very last thing that I want to challenge you before I give it back to Caroline is something that really changed my belief in myself, especially like these past 2 months. I don't know if you guys know, but I recently lost a parent in the last 90 days. And so my mindset really fell. I'm finally like coming back to like who I am, but I broke completely. And the one thing that started bringing me back was when I started journaling and I started praying out loud. If you can pray out loud for 7 days, actually, and you're going to feel so silly at first, but I want you to pray out loud for 7 days and ask God to just talk to you and just make moves in your life and just be willing to listen for 7 days. On the first day, I want you to journal. And on the 8th day, I want you to journal. And I want you to compare your mindset between the week. For 7 days, pray out loud. And if something big happens, message me on Facebook privately because like I want to hear about it. But that's my last challenge to you is if you can pray out loud about your business, you will see a change, but you're going to have to also put in the work. So that's my last thing, Caroline. I'm done.
You know, I was going to say something else about Satan, and I might touch on that if I feel led to, but what you just said reminded me that one day I'm not the journaling type. What I said tonight was very yellow. I'm a very blue and red person. My team has been turning me very yellow lately because they're making me just fall in love with them and their work ethic, and like they're turning me into complete mush, and I hate it. And like I hate love it, but I am a very blue and red person, and I I get distracted easily. I'm not organized. I really love money, but you have to tell me what I need to go do it. Like, I need instructions. I need you to, like, be like, Caroline, go do this, and then you can go do that. Like, I need someone to help keep me on track. Like, I'm not ADHD, but, like, I'm ADHD. And so, like, I just want to have fun. Like, I want the fun side of the business. I don't want the nitty gritty. I don't want all of that, but it takes that. You know what I mean? And I'm not the type of person to journal. I'm the type of person to go, that's BS, but with the actual words. We're talking about Jesus, so I'm trying not to cuss. But I'm not the type of person to journal. And I finally was like, let me just try it, because what I'm doing right now isn't moving me forward any. Hey, C-Ray! Aw. Anyway, so the first day back, I tried journaling before and it didn't feel right. And then I stopped for like 4 months. And then the first time I started journaling again, I got on one of Shay Knox's journaling things that she does in the mornings. And one of them, it's like the last question, the day that I decided to hop on at 9 a.m. Central Time, was, who do you look up to the most in this business? Who in this business do you want to be in their place? She's already starting to shake her head. And I, like, without even thinking, like, she was like, don't sit there and think on it, just start writing. And I literally remember, like, I can't remember everyone else that I wrote. I wrote like 4 people, but I wrote down Katey Battenfield. She didn't know me. I didn't know her. Like, we didn't know each other. And I, like, had never, like, studied her. I just knew who she was. I knew what she looked like. I knew she had a really cute kid. And I wrote down Katey Battenfield. This was, like, my first day back journaling in, like, 4 months, guys. I can't make this up. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go tell her. I'm going to go tell her that I wrote her name down. Because I don't really know why I wrote her name down. You know what I mean? Like, she's a double diamond. She works her butt off. She's 20 and a freaking cute boss mom, like everything that I would want to be if I was a mom. And she's so strong, and she's just like so, like, she tells everyone that what they need to hear. And so that's why I wrote her down. I didn't know that much about her when I wrote her down, but I wrote her name down and I messaged her on Facebook, and I was like, hey, so I just thought I might tell you that, like, Shay told us to, like, write down whoever just first pops into your head. And I wrote down, like, all these ambassadors, and I wrote down Katey Battenfield. And she was like, dude, what? I typed a message to you on Instagram yesterday, and then I erased it because I chickened out of messaging you because I wanted to be your friend. And I was like, what? Like, the day after, I wrote down her name without even thinking. Like, I swear God moved the pencil. And I messaged her just because I was like, maybe I don't know. I didn't tell anybody else that I wrote their name down. But I messaged Katey, and I was like, you know, I wrote you down. Like, I want to be like you. And now, ever since the day that I started back journaling in the morning, that day, and then I reached out to her, because I journaled that day, my business has completely changed ever since I spoke to Katey that day. And I swear she can tell you, like, I've changed as a person in the past couple months of knowing her, literally, and it's because I journaled that morning. And I didn't even really know who for some reason, I just wrote her freaking name. And then I reached out to her for some reason and was like, I wrote your name. And now my business has completely changed because I journaled that morning. Just because of one soul, one person. And I'm not saying that you have to run to Katey and be like, be my friend, be my best friend, FaceTime me all the time, and let me see your kid like I do. But I'm saying you never know what's going to come out of your journaling. A lot of people find, like, self-discovery and, like, new ways that they want to work their business, and, like, they get closer to God and all that. And I have learned all that through journaling. But one amazing thing that I didn't know I was going to get out of journaling was Miss Katey. And she has changed my business. She's changed me. She whoops me in the butt when I need it, which is all the freaking time. It was today too. And so I just like, here I am being yellow again, but like, go journal. Like, you have no clue what's going to come out of it. I don't know why my pencil wrote her name, but it did. And it changed my business. So imagine what could just come out of your hand one day when you're journaling. Like, I didn't know her and now I do. And now my business is way different. Imagine what might pop out of your hand. But that's what I was just gonna hit on. So like, do some journaling in 2020 and see how it changes you. Because you need to write down your goals. They're not gonna happen if you don't write them down. That's all I had to say. So I hope people are like hyper, and I know I just kind of like toned it down a little bit, but like, go journal and like, you know, take everything Katey said and like let it have whooped you in the face, in the butt, in the side, in the back, in the gut punch, and like, just, if you don't know how to journal, go on Pinterest and look up journaling prompts. But like, I really hope that you guys like got a lot of red from Katey and maybe some yellow from me, even though I'm not very yellow. I was tonight. And and I just hope that you take the things that we said and actually stick out 2020. Do a full 90 days and then do another 90. Don't just do the 30 days and then stop. Be a badass in 2020. But that's all I wanted to say. I don't know if Katey has anything else to say. Are you good? Okay, well, I'm going to end this recording. Thank y'all for hopping on. I love you guys.